Welcome to another math class. Today I'm going to explain how to evaluate algebraic expressions, and the competence that you will develop today is to write the algebraic expressions and to evaluate that. Remember, an algebraic expressions is when you combine variables, constant, and the symbols using in math. In this case, we're going to use addition, multiplication, division, and subtractions. Remember, a variable means that a value that we need to identify or an unknown value that we represent normally or commonly we represent with letters of the alphabet. In this case, you can use the commonly letters used in algebraic expressions or in algebra. It's X and Y and Z. But we can use any letter of the alphabet. You can use A, B, K, L, T, any letter of the alphabet. So remember, the algebraic expressions is formed by a term, and the term has a variable, a symbol, or an operation of math, addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, and we have the constant. The constants are the integers number, can be rational number, can be irrational number, but are numbers without the variables. Together, these three elements, we have algebraic expressions. For example, here we have evaluate the following expressions given the value. Remember, as you already know, the value of the variable can change. So it's not a specific value, but sometimes we're gonna assign the value for the variable. In this case, we have the expression x minus 3, and we're gonna give a value of x equals to 5. So if you want to evaluate the expression as the instructions say, what do you have to do? You need to replace the x by 5. So this expression, it will be 5 minus 3. And when you solve this one, it's going to be x equals to, or it's going to be the expression 2 when the value for x is equals to 5. Remember, just in this specific exercise, the value for x is equals to 5, but in another exercise, we can change the value of x. For example, I'm going to give you another extra example, and we have this one. 4 multiplied by x plus y minus 3. And for this exercise, we have the value for x is negative 2, the value for y is positive 7. So the first step that we need to do is to replace the values that we already have it. Remember, the x we are going to replace by negative 2, the y we are going to replace by 7, and the negative 3 we only copy. And then we are going to do or solve the operation. So 4, inside the parentheses we are going to write negative 2. Then plus y, and the y is 7. So we are going to write in parentheses 7 minus 3. Anytime that you replace or substitute value, try to use parentheses, because sometimes we're going to do a combination of signs that we need to apply the integer rules. Here we have this multiplication, 4 times negative 2, remember expand, it's going to be negative 8, or it's a different signs for multiplication, it's going to be negative, plus 7, and minus 3. Remember, according to pandas or according to the rules for order of operation, we need to start from left to right. So negative 8 plus 7 is going to be negative 1. Why negative 1? Because different signs, we subtract them and we copy the sign of the bigger number, in this case is 8, minus 3. Then you have to remember the rules for integers, and remember negative 1 and negative 3. Both are equal signs. So equal signs, we need to add them and keep the sign. So it's going to be negative 4. And we finish with this expression. Remember, just in this case, we assign the value for x equals to negative 2 and the y equals to positive 7, because variables can take any value. But when you study linear equations, you're going to try to identify the value for these variables. In this case, we are evaluating just algebraic expressions. Now, the last example is this one, and we are going to use three variables. We are going to use the variable y, the z, and the x. Remember, when you replace value, try to use the parentheses. This is the best way to do the good procedure. So the value for x is 4, the value for y is negative 6, and the value for c, we are going to give the value of 2. So then we are going to replace. So we're going to have equal negative 3, and inside the parentheses y, it's equals to negative 6. So we are going to replace instead of y. Plus, open parentheses, c, it's going to be positive 2. And then negative 2 multiplied by x, and the value for x is 4. Then we need to solve this expression, and we're going to have negative 3 times negative 6. Remember, when we have a parenthesis means multiplication, so we're going to have positive 18 because our same sign. So same sign are positive. Remember the rules for multiplications. Plus 2, and here we have another multiplication, minus 8. Why? Negative 2 times positive 4, it's equals to negative 8. Then we need to use the rules for pandas. Remember, from left to right. 18 plus 2, it's 20, and 20 minus 8 is equals to 12. And we already finished with this topic. Remember, algebraic expressions is when you combine variables, the operation, addition, multiplication, subtraction, or division, and the constant.